Hey, Shalom. I like to give all praises, glory, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutations, and blessings to the elect who firmly believe on Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Now, the title of this lesson is going to be Carpe Diem, Edom's Truth. Carpe Diem, Edom's Truth. And this is when we look at this definition of Carpe Diem, it says, used to urge someone to make the most of the present time and give little thought to the future. And that's Edom's truth. Edom, which is Esau, which in layman terms, the so-called white man, is in the position that he's in, his destiny, his fate, because of this particular slogan, Carpe Diem. And misery loves company. So Esau intends to make the world think according to his mindset, and if it was up to Edom, he would love to take this mind frame away from him, but that's impossible. The Lord created him to move and think in that fashion, and Esau baits 2/3 of our people to live according to this lifestyle as well. So let's get into the story of Jacob and Esau, to where it all started. Right? This is Genesis chapter 25, verse 19. It says, and these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister to Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. So she was experiencing pains, within her womb as she was pregnant. So she was inquiring the Lord why she was feeling these pains. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. So this was the prophecy that the Lord gave Rebekah concerning her twins. They're going to have two different mannerisms. They're going to be separated from the bowels. One nation's going to be stronger than another, and the one who come out first is going to serve the younger. And it says, and the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. So Rebekah had the understanding, okay, well, he came out first. He's going to serve the one who comes after. The one who comes after is going to be Lord over the firstborn, despite what the customs may be, as far as the firstborn receiving an inheritance. Rebekah had more understanding based upon the two twins, based upon the prophecy that was given unto her by the Lord. It says, reading on, it says, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. And this is one of the examples how we can identify Esau because of his characteristics. Esau is the so-called white man today. They hunt, they're men of the field. Not only do they hunt, they're cunning hunters. They know how to blend in and camouflage and put, certain scents, upon themselves so they can blend in to hunt, and don't make themselves to be known while they're in the field with all the rest of these beasts. That's the nature of them. When you check out guys like the alligator, the crocodile hunter, you check out guys like that, and various TV shows to where they exhibit themselves, hunting, or shooting firearms and things of that nature. But Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. That represents the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. We're content with just chilling in the crib. When I say the crib, I mean the house, watching TV or, reading books, whatever the case may be. It says, and Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob sawed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint, meaning he was tired. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. So here it is. The pottage wasn't even all the way cooked yet. It was red. It was rare. And when you check out Esau, the so-called white man today, how does he like his steak? He likes it rare. Steak tartare. He likes to have blood, still seeping out of the meat, as he's indulging in it. But when you check out Jake, we like our steak and our red meat well done. It says that Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. So here it is, Jacob, which means supplanter. So look, if you want this pottage, sell me your birthright. And that's the spirit that the Lord placed upon Jacob. Because why? The elder is going to serve the younger. It says, and Esau said, behold, I am at this point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me? Right? And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. So let's get the definition of Carpe Diem. Used to urge someone to make the most of the present time and give little thought to the future. That's what Esau did. That's what Esau did, man. He used little thought of the, he took advantage of the present time and gave little thought to the future. Because what's the statement he made? I am at this point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me? The inheritance that would come as far as the birthright, it didn't benefit Esau at that moment. He was hungry at that moment, So he made a permanent decision based upon a temporary feeling, And it says, and Jacob said, swear to me this day, and he swore unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. He hated his birthright. So why are you mad at us, man? You hated your birthright. Not only that, we gave you a choice. Us Israelites, our forefather Jacob gave you an option, and you took it. So what you mad and pissed off at us for? Why you want to do us harm? Why you slaying us out in these streets, man? You despised your birthright, and you sold it unto us. That's like having a piece of real estate. You sell it, because you're in a distressed situation. Now here it is, you sell it, but now you pissed off at the fact that you sold it at a very low price. But when you seen how we, decorated the house, we interior designed the house, we put new shutters, new siding, a new roof, we got it decked out. We may have had added an extension upon the property. And now, say 10, 20 years down the line, you see how beautiful this particular real estate is. And you upset that you sold it and we put more value into it. And you upset that you sold it to us at a very low price, man. Matter of fact, you just gave it to us for free. You got to be mad at yourself, man. You got to commit suicide. But you see, misery loves company. That's why the masses of the world think according to that nature, right? Let me see. I think it's 36. Let me see. Now let's get the what happened later. Oh no, that's not it. I believe it's 27. Let's see what happened. Not only did he get, supplanted for the birthright, but also for the blessing. Let's get into that. This is Genesis chapter 27, verse 36. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? Wait, let's start a little bit above. because at this particular point, Rebecca assisted Jacob in deceiving Isaac when he was getting ready to perform the blessing. Here it is. Esau was nowhere around. So Rebecca, knowing the prophecy, assisted Jacob, because here it is, Isaac was losing his eyesight. So the way he can distinguish the two brothers apart, was to feel them. And Esau was hairy, so he had hairy arms. So Rebecca assisted Jacob in putting, something hairy upon his arms. So Isaac thought it was Esau he was blessing, but in actuality, it was Jacob that he was blessing. Right? And it says, Genesis 27:34, and when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me even also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and hath taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright. No, we didn't take it. See, he's a liar. We didn't take away your birthright. You sold it to us, for you despised it. So here it is. Esau's playing victim, which he does today. He plays victim when he's the one causing mass terrorism around the world. Removing the landmarks of the people. It says, he took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I made him thy Lord. It all goes back to Carpe Diem. Used to urge someone to make the most of the present time, and you made the most of the present time by eating that pottage, man. You made most of the present time by not being present when Isaac was getting ready to bring forth the blessing. And you gave little thought to the future. That's your problem, Edom. That's your issue. You got to live with that for all the days in your life, up until the 1,000 years of your captivity, till you be burnt off the face of the earth. You got to live with that. And you hate the fact that we're reminding you of it. That's why you hate the Israelites, the prophets out there on the highways and byways. Right? And it says, And behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? Jacob got all the blessings. Jacob got all eternity. The Israelites have the kingdom forever and forever and forever. And that was sanctioned here in this blessing. It says, And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword shalt thou live. So you're going to be able to rule and obtain your riches by destruction. And it's beautiful because Isaac, being Yahushai, the blessing that he gave you isn't actually your curse. Because the scriptures also say, He that lived by the sword shall die by the sword. So your blessing is your curse. It's a catch-22, man. Though you are able to live it up, the Lord's going to bring destruction upon you for living it up, on how you actually came to living it up. Blood money don't last long. Blood money does not last long. It says, By the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob, because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And the only reason why you're in the position you in now, as far as having this rulership, you had to beg for it. If you never even begged for it, you wouldn't even be living out this particular luxury situation that you're in. Whatever type of luxury it is. It ain't going to compare to what we going to get in the kingdom. It says, And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. It's all because of Carpe Diem, man. And Esau got the masses of the people living according to that nature, but the elect, you know. So, but we have the hopeful elect. We rest in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. We don't think like you Edomites, or 2/3. This is Psalm 37:7. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. You know, we are waiting patiently. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Now, it may look like outside looking in, like Esau, you know, he's prospering. You know, he owns all of the property and real estate. He owns the stock market. You know, he owns your birth certificate. He owns your social security. You know, he's able to jet set at his beck and call. He's able to eat all of the foods that he wants. He has all the gold in his possession. So it looks like he's prospering. You know, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. You may even see 2/3 of our people prospering, you know, off of the goodies that these Edomites give them. We're not supposed to fret about that. It says, cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. You know, so we're supposed to cease from anger and forsake wrath, because seeing the enemy prospering can bring, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? It can bring a worrisome spirit. You know, it could be irritable unto you, knowing we're supposed to be the ones on top. So that's why we got to be patient. So we got to cease from anger and forsake wrath. You know, and fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. Sometimes it may move you to do harm. It says, for evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. You know, so we of the hopeful elect, we're the ones that's going to inherit the earth. We just got to wait upon the Lord till he rise up to the prey, to take him out of the way. It says, for yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yet thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. You know, the wicked, yeah, because we're approaching the time to where this Edomite is going to be cut off. You know, we see it as each day goes on, and each day you wake up, we're closer to the downfall and destruction of Edom, and to the rising of the nation of Israel, beginning with the elect. It says, but the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. That's what it's about, man. We're going to delight in ourselves in the abundance of peace. You know, we gotta meditate upon that. You know, we gotta meditate upon that, man. Because Esau is the one, you know, that wants majority of the people to think according to how he thinks. You know, and we can't afford that. You know, because he's on the way out. The scripture says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. So you don't want to join hand with these Edomites. You don't want to make a league, you know, with these Edomites, because it's going to be set for your downfall and your destruction. You know. Let me see. Let's see if I got another scripture. I forgot exactly what it is. No, it's not it. One second, bear with me. This is a good one. This is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. It says, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. You know, so we're not supposed to envy this Edomite and choose none of his ways, because the way he received his riches was him transgressing the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. You know, so choose none of this devil's ways, man. It says, Proverbs chapter 23, verse 17, let not thine heart envy sinners, but be thou in the fear of Yahweh all the day long. You know, because the fear is what's keeping you in pocket. You know, the fear is what keeps you on that straight and narrow path. You know, it says, for surely there is an end, and thine expectation shall not be cut off. You know, there's more. This is Proverbs chapter 24, verse 1. It says, be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. And that's the problem. You got 2/3 of our people that desire to be with this devil, man. You know, they desire with him so much they allow these Edomites, you know, to buck break them, you know, pretty much rape them, commit homosexual acts just so they could receive some type of benefit within the society, whether it be a Lamborghini, $1 million home, or a $10 million home, and an immense amount of women, and diamond jewelry that don't mean shit and they ain't worth shit, and it's temporary. And you got to keep doing sacrifices and rituals just to be able to keep up with the Joneses, or to keep getting your movie roles, or to keep getting radio play, or just to keep getting attention. It says, for their hearts studieth destruction, and their lips talk of mischief. That's these Edomites. They study destruction. They can't sleep unless they've done some destruction. When you read the scriptures in Proverbs, the 14th chapter, it says, through wisdom is a house builded, and by understanding it is established. And by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. So we have the hope for elect. We waiting on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, to be settled, to be comfortable, to be able to rest. We're not looking for rest from the individual who was set to afflict us. You can never receive rest from the individual that was created to afflict you. It just can't happen. And it won't happen. Last and final scripture. This is Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, verse 1. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. So it's clear that this devil is not wise, because if he was wise, he would tell you to not live according to Carpe Diem. And then you got artists like Drake, making music about it, as far as YOLO. You only live once. Pretty much make rash decisions now and don't worry about the consequences later. And what's that? I forgot there was this one Satanist. I think his name was Aleister Crowley. He had a particular slogan. It's not coming to me at this particular moment, but you can Google Aleister Crowley and look up his quotes, and it's synonymous with the whole Carpe Diem concept. It says, as the judge of the people is himself. So since Esau and Edom, the so-called white man, lives according to Carpe Diem, the people are going to live according to Carpe Diem. So as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. But that's why the Lord kept a cluster of grapes that didn't acclimate to the ways of Esau and Edom. Though they may have once were living according to his lifestyle, however, the Lord pulled them back. You can't pluck none of the elect out of the Lord's hands, man, because it's a time and season for every purpose under the heaven. So we have to learn your ways, Esau, to be able to condemn you upon it once we learn righteousness. It says, an unwise king destroyeth his people. And that's what's going to happen. 2/3 are 2/3 because they seeking wisdom from the white man, from these Edomites. It says, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable, which is the elect. Beginning with Yahushua. So that pretty much brings a conclusion, to this lesson. Carpe Diem, Edom's truth. You are in the position that you are in because of your bad decisions, your bad choices, your permanent decision making off temporary feelings. So you got to live with that. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Akakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutations, and blessings to the elect. Shalom.